This actually takes us into what I was talking to you about the other day about samsara and the hungry ghost.
Ah,
That's my take on it. What's your take on that when it comes to mindless self-indulgence?
well, mindless self-indulgence, again, it's what we would say it's very unskillful, because when you're indulging yourself, that means you're ignoring, that's ignorance, you're ignoring all of these other factors. Screw the rent, let's get another 8 ball, kind of deal. That's mindless indulgence, and it's a wrong use of the present moment. A lot of these guys teaching today, they say Buddhism's all about be here now, man, just groove in the present moment. And then no matter what you do, it's okay because it's just now. There's no tomorrow, there's no yesterday, man. So like let's get another 8 ball, kind of deal.
Well, they use this as an excuse to self-indulge.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what that's for. Being in the present moment is, in Buddhism, every time the Buddha talks about being in the present moment, he does it as part of a reminder that death is near us at all times. Every Buddhist wakes up in the morning, me included, and you say to yourself, there's 5 things to remember. And one of them is that I am going to get older. That is inevitable. I am going to be ill. I am going to die. I am going to be separated from all that is precious and dear to me. I'm going to change. And I am the heir to my actions. I am the owner of my actions. I am defined by my actions. My actions, including my thoughts, are what make me. And that is really where you have to be coming from. And again, it's that getting power over yourself. And when we think about the present moment, it's because we don't know how much time we have left and we have work to do. Ready to go? The answer is usually no. So, well, then get to work. Pay attention to what you're doing. Stop wasting your time being angry. Stop wasting your time hurting yourself and other people. All this suffering. The Buddha said, I teach 2 things and 2 things only: suffering and how to end suffering. And that's really all it's about. And the key is getting a hold of our, not pain. Pain's inevitable, but we don't have to suffer as much for it. The suffering is optional, and we can remove so much suffering simply by how we breathe, how we talk to ourselves, and how we think about things. And if we can get our minds to think about the things we want to think about and not think about the things we don't want to think about, then we've made a really good step. That's what I'm working on anyway. I hope to get there one day.
It's real easy to focus on the negative, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That I'll be thinking about something.
Yeah.
Why am I not thinking about something positive that happened? There's been more positive stuff usually that's happened than the negative, but you think of that one little thing. Rip that one little piece of wallpaper off and just keep tearing it.
That's when you let yourself lose control, because you're there and you're focused and everything, and it's like, oh, let me think about this. And like I was saying earlier, with me, it's like, oh, think about this pleasant thing, but what if this happened? And what if that happened? And in Buddhism, they call this a becoming. You take on an identity in this imaginary world you create. And most people, they live in their heads. They don't look at like the phones is an extension of that. But even without a phone, most people are going to be wool gathering, thinking about something pleasant, more likely thinking about something unpleasant, like you say, because those emotions are strong and you get addicted to them. The adrenaline, the different changes in your blood. It's like the people going into the country western bar. I'm looking forward to feeling really, this person did that. All right, now I have an excuse to be really miserable, get drunk, and have a fight with my girlfriend, kind of deal. I've known couples that like they were like lying in wait for each other. Oh, she did this, and if she does that, I got a chance to yell at her, or he did this. Oh, I'm going to tear him a new one if he does that. Oh, let's wait and see. What a life! What a life!
But people feed off of each other that way. That's they create their excitement.
Yes,
I feel so bad.
That's a Buddhist term, feeding. That's what we all do. All things feed, and it's not just physical food; it's emotional food. It was like that thing I was saying about the troll online. Oh, the energy! He just called me a dumbass. Oh, yes,
I feel so bad because like I'm a bachelor. I've been single all my life, and the one thing I love to do is like pick on married people. I really do. You know what I mean? Like especially with the new stuff that's happening with like all this politics and stuff. Like I don't understand married men. You know what I mean? Because they get all mad because freaking now transgender men want to get into a boxing match with a woman. And all they have to do is say that they don't believe they're a man. And I'm like, as a married man, freaking, you should really think about that, because how many times have you just gotten so mad you wanted to just punch her in the face? You know what I mean? It's like all you got to do is lie and say that you're not a man, dude, and you get to legally go into a boxing ring and punch a woman in the face.
That could be a tempting idea.
Yeah, and married men, they know what I'm talking about. They don't say it out loud, but they know, you know what I mean? So do women. Women know that too. It's like freaking, you know what I mean? It's like you get so frustrated when you're married at some points, you know? You have to cope with it and work through it, but it's there. I love it.
I've been married a long time. I've never ever had the least desire to strike my wife.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying that.
Say that we've had arguments. Everybody has arguments, and we've been together. This is our 30th year, so we've had plenty of time to have arguments. But and yeah, I mean, it's gone up and down. I mean, after 30 years, it's basically set in stone. I don't think I'm going anywhere anytime soon right now.
Yeah.
But I don't know, that whole mixed martial arts thing. I mean, if you're a woman and you want to walk into a fist fight with a man and both parties want to do it, be my guest.
Yeah,
but
you're not going to win if you're a woman.
Yeah.
I don't think violence is good. Why can't you just spend some time apart? People act like they have to do everything together. You don't. You have a
that's another point too. You know, I always say my wife and I enjoy our time together, but we also enjoy our time apart. You know. And I've got a place I rent to play music. I call it the studio. It's just a big room full of musical instruments, you know, where my buddies all come and play. And I remember once we were talking, and I said, "Well, do you want me to make you a copy of a key to the studio in case you want to go up there?" She says, "No." She says, "Every man should have a room to which there is a key that his wife does not have." Right. You know, so she respects that space. And you know, we spend time. Well, I've got this other job I dog sit, and sometimes I'm away from home for like a week. And so when I come home, it's like, oh, we miss each other, kind of. So it's a nice little, you know, we call it. So it's like, oh, I miss you. So yeah, but you know, you do need to spend time apart as well as together, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
He his own place, but he stays here a lot. But then he goes home, and I'm like, well, you know, that's nice. It's nice. People are like, well, why don't you want him to move in? I'm like, he doesn't want to move in. I don't want him to.
I saw this thing about this couple. They'd been married for decades. They lived in a trailer park. They each had their own trailer, and the doors just faced each other, and they would spend all day together, but then they'd go crash, and one could sit up and watch loud TV, and the other one could read or whatever. And they could get up and they'd have breakfast and everything, and they'd take turns using each other's kitchens to have breakfast together.
I like the whole two doors facing each other.
This wing is for your wife. This wing is for you. You know.
Sounds like a good setup.
Don't get me. I was gonna hold off on the trailer park thing, but like you guys are like you're in healthy relationships, okay? But I come from Southern Illinois, where the country girls out here are crazy, and like if you tell a girl or a woman that you're in a relationship with or you're married with that you're going to step away because we need to take a break, and they're mad and yelling at you, you might get something across your head. You know what I mean? Because they don't want to hear that.
I've gone out with a couple of girls.
Yeah. I learned my lesson on that. It's like if you get in an argument and stuff, the best thing to do is just sit there, let her cool down, and then walk away. But don't say nothing.
Right.
You know, that's hard. Just not saying anything. And like you two are like
that's control. Mm-hmm. That's control, though.
you two are in solid relationships, so it sounds like. I love that.
Well, pretty solid, you know. I always say, you know, I put up a lot with her, but she puts up a lot with me, so it evens out at the end of the day.
Austin's quiet. I know what that's all about. He's afraid of his wife. He's still young. He's like, oh, she will hurt me.
My wife used to be young. I used to be young too. You know, you change though.
Yeah, that's what I.
Years later, it's like, wow, okay, we're still here.
I'm just taking in the whole conversation and getting in a word wherever I can, wherever something when I can add to the conversation.
When I first got together, with my wife,
I don't say much.
We were like, when I first moved in with my wife, we'd known each other for years, but we'd always been going out with other people, and then we both had a loose end, so we started, you know, hanging out together. And so I remember I moved in, I brought a few things into the house, and we're going along for a while, and all of a sudden the stereo breaks. So it's like, we need a new stereo, and suddenly it's like, we need a new stereo. And like, this is the first purchase this is just like a couple of weeks into the relationship. So it's like, are we going to be together in a year? I don't know. Well, who gets the stereo? I was like, so we like made like a pre-new. I was like, all right, well, if you leave, then you take this. Okay. But we didn't really expect it to last very long, either of us. It was all like, oh, this will be fun for a year or two, and then we'll like move on, kind of deal. And then it's like 30 years. You blink, it's 30 years have gone by. What?
Never know, you know. Sometimes
you don't. It was like completely unexpected, but could have been worse. A buddy of mine's son is just divorced his third wife, and I remember he was sitting in a meeting with me and another buddy of mine. He goes to my buddy and said, "How long you been with your wife?" Like 25 years. Like, how long you been with your wife? I had 29 years. And he goes, "Whoa, I'm getting my third divorce. Maybe it's me."